Whenever I start a brand new anime season, I go into it wanting to watch as much as I can, as quickly as I can. I'm keeping up quite nicely this time, although I'm sure it'll fall behind very quickly. Here's hoping I keep up with it. So join me, because this is a 2019 winter anime preview, from a different perspective. You know, doing these previews I often talk about what type of shorts I like and what type of shorts I don't. But the latest show this season, Ekoda-chan, is a type of short I don't. Now don't get me wrong, it's nothing to do with the subject matter they're talking about, it's just the way it's presented. They're given 4 minutes of airtime and they have to squeeze about an hour's worth of content into that 4-minute period. And so I jump from bit to bit without stopping and breathing, and you're left watching what's going on, you've got no idea how to follow what's going on, and every time you look at it there's something else going on, and this time we're all naked. Yeah. Ekoda-chan is about a office worker who is just a normal woman, and you get to see what she does in her day-to-day life, and how she does her laundry while naked, and how she sleeps in bed while naked, and how she's a hostess, and I'm beginning to think she's quite an adventurous woman, not the type of a woman you don't expect to see in anime. Now I'm sure this anime will get a lot of critical acclaim. It's got a fantastically interesting art style, it's got an interesting thing where it changes its directors and studio and voice actors every single episode. But for the average viewer, does that really matter to us? I will be honest, not really. To me, the first episode of Ekoda-chan is a bit out there. It doesn't stick in one place, it doesn't have any kind of coherence whatsoever. And so to me, it's pretty much a lost cause. I couldn't follow the episode, I got no reason to care about the characters or what's going on. It's as if somebody just took a random day, condensed it into 4 minutes and put it on Crunchyroll, where you can find this. If you remember a few seasons ago, there was an interesting slice of life anime called Real Girl. It was about this otaku geek who suddenly finds himself being approached by the most popular girl in school. Well, the most beautiful girl in school anyway. And asked to go out with her. Of course, as an otaku guy does, he says no. Eventually he comes around and says yes, but welcome to a world of Real Girl. And welcome to Real Girl Season 2. As you might expect from the name, this is of course a sequel to Real Girl. It's actually a continuation, since it turns out it was so well received, they actually allowed it to have a second season. And for that I'm thankful, because Real Girl, it was not the best anime of the season. It was far from being the worst, it was watchable. It had interesting characters, and that's the main thing about the show. The characters are really, really interesting. You find yourself watching it just to find out not exactly what Susu is going to be doing, because he's a bit wishy-washy and a bit of a dunce anyway. But more so what the other characters are going to be doing. The main heroine, Igarashi, she is an absolutely fantastic character. She's a very beautiful girl who, to be honest, couldn't care less what anybody else thinks. She doesn't subscribe to the tropes that every beautiful girl must be the most popular girl in class. And in fact she's pretty much a bitch about it, which is refreshing. You've got the actual normal girl, so to speak, Ayada, and she's looking for love. She wants herself a very cute boyfriend, but she's the most straight talking and realistic one out of a bunch of them. Whenever anyone do anything stupid, she's there to slap them silly and tell them what they did wrong. And that includes the main heroine as well. You got the pretty boy, of course voiced by Shota Aoi. I mean, which pretty boy isn't these days? But the pretty boy who wears cat ears all the time. And he got his love interest, although she doesn't really care less, I think. Cute gardener girl Ayado. And we approach these girls and these guys, and we rejoin their party as if nothing's changed, and that's exactly the way to view it. I'm not going to go into huge depth about what happened in the episode, or whether or not I should watch it. The simple thing is, if you enjoyed Season 1, watch Season 2. Season 2 continues what Season 1 started. The characters are back just as awesome as ever. So this one should be a no-brainer. I'm watching it. I think you should as well. Now, we'll be honest, if you drew up a list of shows at the start of a season and asked me which ones look interesting, I would have taken one look at the artwork for Kimurikusa and shown you the door. Based on the artwork, the show looks plastic. It looks a bit grungy, doesn't really look interesting. Maybe the main character looks cute, but yeah, it looks a bit plastic. And as such, when I first start watching the episode, and the characters are all sort of like almost robotic in their movements and they look plastic, I can tell this is a CG anime just from the way it looks and feels. I start thinking, okay, this is as good as I thought it was going to be. Not great. But as I watch it, it starts feeling a bit familiar. The way the main characters move, the artificial fluidity to their movement. I know that sounds crazy. And also the shape of their faces start clicking bells somewhere. And so I pause the video, go and check out to see what this is, and this is the latest anime by the studio called Yayorozu, and the latest anime directed by Tatsuki. Now if those names don't ring a bell, well, I'm sure you're not the only one who don't recognise them, but they have been in the news quite a lot this year, and in fact it's quite fitting that this show airs this season and will be competing against another show, making a second season, because Tatsuki is a director and the studio is the studio behind last year's biggest surprise, Kimono Friends. Yep, this is the latest anime from the studio which produced that first series. The second series has been produced by somebody else, much to the fans' annoyance. But this show doesn't seem like Kimono Friends, and to be honest it isn't. It's a bunch of girls fighting off some mysterious bugs in a red fog. It's a doomed world. It's actually got a lot in common with Kimono Friends, just look at the main plot. You got a bunch of non-human type things. You got cute animal ears. I'm almost certain the mysterious creature in the green cable is Saval, or was originally going to be Saval if it hadn't been taken away from him. The ears are definitely white. I hope it's left him in there just as an up yours to the studios who took it away from him. But yeah, it's just those girls fighting off some bugs until a random boy appears. And this boy looks like he's going to fit the same sort of role as Bag did in Kimono Friends. He's the audience analog. He's straightforward, he's relatively heroic in places, but he's not an in-your-face hero. He's just interested. Now, I don't think lightning's going to strike twice with this one. This is not Kimono Friends Revisited. This is not the spiritual successor of Kimono Friends. Neither will Kimono Friends 2. I'm quite confident, I'm almost willing to take money on the fact that it won't be received anywhere as near as well as the original was. This one looks to be a lot more safe, but I'll get to Kimono Friends when I review it and watch it. But Kimurikusa shows promise. It has a lot to prove. It has a lot to live up to, for crying out loud, let alone something to prove. But it's off to a good start. All the traditional quirks you expect from the original Kimono Friends are here. The characters getting distracted by any little thing which happens aren't going on. Cute characters, attractive characters, and decent fights actually, if anything. You wouldn't expect that in a CG anime. Especially not one which is produced, not saying it's cheap, but on a budget. Which this one clearly is. Now I'm kind of sad that this one's going to get mostly ignored by people. Given the fact that unlike Kimono Friends, which was airing on Crunchyroll, this one's airing on Amazon, so a lot less people watch it. But spare yourself half an hour, go and watch it, and let me know what you think, because I like this one. I've still got reservations, but I'll probably watch a few more episodes to see how it goes. You should never judge a book by its cover. An idiom favoured by authors everywhere. Especially authors with lazy publishers who don't want to hire good artists for the cover. I don't know if that's true or not for our main character Subbu, but the truth is there that you should never judge a book by its cover. When I first saw the posters for this anime, I saw the pretty boys, I saw the random fluffy things all over the place, and I'm having flashbacks to pretty much every Fujoshi Bait show out there. I went into it thinking, okay, this is just going to be a pretty boy speaking to his pretty boy friends about cats. He gets himself a cat, so he gets more pretty boy friends. This is going to be trash. Of course, I am surprised to find out that the main pretty boy is an author and he's kind of a loner as well. This is not the type of main character I'd expect in an anime like this, but things do go that way sometimes. It could just be aiming at the Joshi who like otaku shut-ins, or other shut-ins in this case. But things start changing when we're introduced to the cat. We're introduced to Haru, who introduced herself to Subbu at the graveyard as she steals all his food. And so our main character does what he should be doing. He takes the girl home with him, well, the cat home with him, and gets inspiration, because as an author, he's always looking for inspiration. He doesn't want his inspiration spoiled by everyone, so he likes to look himself away and come up with ideas himself. And it seems like in Haru he's found himself a nice idea. A mystery novel about cats. That's sure to sell, actually. Put anything about cats on the internet, it'll sell like hotcakes. Until he faints because he hasn't ate or slept enough. We get to meet his loudmouth friend who breaks into the house and eats the guy's food. Don't know if you had a friend like that, mate. But the episode goes through without too much interest, to be honest. Until about 2/3 away through, when we're introduced properly to Haru, the cat. You see, this anime is very much a book you should not judge by its cover. As when we get to know what Haru's been thinking, because this is an anime where we get to speak to Haru. Haru is a very outspoken character as well. The cats have got personalities, we've got personal lives, we've got friends. This is where the anime really jumps out and I would say surprises me, but I think wows me is the other thing entirely. Because Haru she's a tsundere. She's a really, really adorable tsundere. And that completely took me by surprise. I mean, I saw hints of it throughout the first half of the episode when you see what Haru's doing from Subaru's side. But seeing what Haru's doing from Haru's side, how she reacts to what he's doing, it's stuff you've already seen in the first half of the episode, so you know what's coming. You're just waiting for what she's going to say. And it's really, really adorable. I find myself chuckling along to it, and that doesn't happen that often. This is very much a book with a bad cover, but it's a bestseller inside. I just hope people watch it. This is the type of anime a lot of people can ignore. If it gets word of mouth, it could get popular, but I don't think it will. I'll be recommending it to a bunch of people, and I'll recommend it to you guys too. You should watch it over at Crunchyroll. I think the theme for this episode should really be unexpected surprises. 2 out of 4 shows have been surprisingly better than I thought they were going to be at the first glance. Will this trend continue? Join me next episode and I'll find out. Until then, thanks for watching, have a wonderful day, bye bye.